Hey there, welcome. We're about to get started. It's Pete Falcone on the mound for the Mets, and it's John Candelaria for the Pirates. The Pirates are in New York at Chase Stadium in 1979. It's, I believe, May 28th, 1979, game 42 of the season for the Mets. And we're going to go over the starting lineups real quick and the outfield. Outfield for the Mets, Steve Henderson in left, Elliot Maddox for the first time in center field. We're using actual lineups, and Joe Youngblood in right, Richie Hebner at third, Frankie Taveras at short, Doug Flynn at second, and John Stearns playing first base. Usually he's the starting catcher for the Mets. Catching for him today is Alex Trevino, and it's Pete Falcone on the mound, the lefty, who's prone to allowing the long ball. Gives up plenty of long balls, that's for sure. Gave up 25 home runs in 1979. And then we're going to talk about the offense for the Pirates. It's going to be Moreno in center, leading off. Tim Foley batting second and short. Dave Parker batting third and right. Don Robinson fourth at first. Lee Lacy batting fifth in left field. Steve Nicosia, the catcher, batting sixth. Dale Barra batting seventh at third. Phil Gardner batting eighth at second base. John Candelaria, the pitcher, batting ninth. For the Mets, it's going to be Frankie Taveras leading it off, Elliot Maddox in center field, Joel Youngblood in right field, Richie Hebner third base, batting fourth, cleanup. John Stearns, the fifth place batter at first base today. Normally the catcher is Steve Henderson in left. Alex Trevino, the catcher, Doug Flynn at second base, batting eighth, and Pete Falcone batting ninth at pitcher. And we're ready to roll. Here's the pitch from the lefty southpaw Falcone to Omar Moreno. And that's ballpark 77. That's going to be in play. And it's a 0-8 in play, 0-8 versus the lefty is going to be a single. So Moreno's on with a single, and he's always a threat to go. Going to roll and see. And it's he's going. It's a B. Let's see what Trevino is as a catcher. Trevino as a catcher is a 2, so we're looking at a B2. Letter always goes first. Let's take a look at that, what that means. A B2 is normal, so he's a normal base stealer with Trevino. And a normal is going to be out. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. So that's a caught stealing. So Omar Moreno goes, and here's the throw, and he is out at second base. And it's going to be 2 with a lefty, with a righty. It's going to be 2-4. Second baseman covering. And there's one out now. Next is Tim Foley. Here's the pitch from Pete Falcone. And that's patient 51. Patient 51 versus the lefty is outrange. And that's going to be a ground at a second. Flynn to Montanez, 2 outs. Who's that? Hey. Dave Parker. I think I called him the Puma. And that sounded really cool to me. I don't know. But they corrected me and said, it's the Cobra. And I said, what? I thought he's the Puma. All right, the Puma, the Cobra. Cobra's a snake. The Puma's a really cool panther, man. Come on. You want to be a snake or you want to be a panther? Think about it. Come on. I'd rather be a panther. They're gorgeous. They're fast. They're angry. They're aggressive. They're strong. They don't mess with anyone unless they're messed with. They're fast. Anyway, I don't know. All right, it's ballpark 55, and that in Shea Stadium is in play. And that's a 59. Dave Parker in play at 59. That's an out, no doubt. Fly ball lifted to left. Henderson, he's there. So I'm getting ready to go to New York to watch the Mets there at Citi Field. I will be there for at least 2 weeks doing that. Okay, so it's going to be Candelaria for the Pirates. Now, he was 14-9 with a 3.22 ERA. So this is not looking good for the Mets. because he looks like he was dominant. He's a left-hander, and Frankie Tavares is leading it off for the Mets. Back in the leadoff spot after batting second for about a week or two, and that's Patient 65. Patient 65 is outrange. That's a grounder. Second base, Phil Gardner, who's playing second. Normally, I remember him as a third baseman. Elliot Maddox, who's versus lefties, bats 240. He's starting today for the first time in a long time. So I don't know what's up with that. He's been pinch hitting, but he hasn't started again. And that's going to be 10 in play 78. That's going to be in play 78. That's way outrange. That's going to be a fly ball center field. Omar Moreno, out number 2, and Joel Youngblood. Youngblood batting third. I got to double check this. I don't know what's going on here today. It's the first time he's batted third. He's been batting first. He's been batting 6th, 7th, and 8th. Maybe even once he's batted 5th. Oh, but third? Can it be? Has Joe Torre? I feel like the narrator for Batman series, the 60s series. Can it be? Let's see. This is the last game in the 4-game set. Pittsburgh leads it 2-1, and Youngblood bats third. And here's the pitch. It's a wheelhouse 39 versus a lefty. Is going to be a base hit single. So Youngblood is on with a single, and we're going to see if he runs. It's a 4 or less. Nope, he does not. So it's Richie Hebner. Richie Hebner, and that's an 11. That's ballpark. 95, that's going to be in play. And that's a 90. In play 90 is way outrange. And that's going to be a ground to second. And that's out number 3. So Don Robinson is going to be facing Pete Falcone, the lefty for the Mets. Did I call him Don Robinson? Bill Robinson. I actually wrote Don Robinson. So let me correct that. I wrote it maybe days ago. Let me correct that. So it's Bill Robinson. Boom. All right. Bill Robinson leading it off. And that's a 5 ballpark 65. So ballpark 65, that's going to be in play. And a 30, in play 30 against a lefty is going to be still an out. It's going to be popped up to the right side. And that was John Stearns making the catch. So 1 away now, and it's Phil Gardner. Lee Lacy should be up. Lee Lacy should be up right now. Lee Lacy, and then Nicosia, Berra. There we go. We fixed it. So that's a 4. It's wheelhouse 58. Wheelhouse 58 against a lefty is outrange. Fly ball, deep right field. Youngblood goes back to the track, makes the catch. 2 down. And it's Steve Nicosia, right-handed catcher. And that's a 6. Tough 31. The tough 31 is a strikeout. Oh, and against the lefty, it's going to be a base hit. So Nicosia hits lefties at a 326 clip, and he gets a base hit. So Nicosia's on at first. He's not a threat to steal, and it's Dale Berra. 1 out. We're in the top of the second. No score in this game. And that's a 7, so that's a tough 08, and that should be a strikeout, and it is. So Berra goes after the cheese, and he's out on strikes. Johnny Candelaria in the bottom of the second. John Stearns, John versus John. And it's going to be 6 in play 27. In play 27, that's going to be right outside the the hit range, excuse me, and that's lined and caught by the shortstop. Tim Foley snags it, and now it's Steve Henderson. And that's in play 36. In play 36 against the lefty. That's a base hit single. So Steve Henderson is a 4 to run. He had 13 stolen bases, and we roll a 6, so he does not go. Takes his lead off first. Stepping into the box is Alex Trevino. And that's an 8. An 8 is tough 22. A tough 22 is a strikeout. Out number 2. Now Doug Flynn And that's a 4 wheelhouse 92, a wheelhouse 92. That's a fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Lacey to the track, makes the catch. And that retires the side. It's going to be Pete Falcone versus Phil Garner. We're going to use our sleeve to protect John Candelaria. He's a guy worth protecting, so we got a little sleeve, a little baseball card sleeve, and pop him in there. All right, here's the pitch from Falcone. And that's 11. That's ballpark 21. That's going to be versus a righty, goes all the way to 33. So that's going to be wheelhouse. Wheelhouse against the lefty. 1-19 is home run. And that's a base hit lined to left field. And Henderson gets it in. Phil Gardner's a threat. He's a 4C. So we want 4 or less. Nope. So it's going to be a Candelaria is a B bunter. I'm going to bunt. It's going to be a sacrifice hit. Catcher feels it. So it's going to be 2-4. And to second is Garner. Omar Moreno now the batter. And that's a 9, patient 38. A patient 38 is going to be a single. And it's going to be a hard grounder into the right field. And the runner on second is going to score. So an RBI single for Omar Moreno. And Omar Moreno's a threat to steal, up to 8. He goes up to 8, and he goes. It's a B. And I think it was. And we said it was a B2, which was normal. I'm gonna pull a card now for stolen base, normal, and he is safe. Moreno with a stolen base. He was caught stealing him the first time he tried it. Tim Foley. And that's tough 41. A tough 41. It's going to be out range, and that's going to be a grounder to third. Moreno's going to have to hold. Hebner looks him back to second. And that's out number 1. Oh, out number 2, excuse me. And now it's the Cobra, Dave Parker. And that's 7, tough 61. A tough 61 is a base hit for the Cobra. And with a runner on second, he scores. RBI single, 2-out RBI single for Dave Parker. 2-0, and now Dave Parker's a threat to steal. He goes on a 4 or less. 2-0 Pirates here in the top of the second inning. They've scored in the top of the third. They've scored 2 runs, and that's a 9, so he does not go. Here's the pitch to Bill Robinson, and that's 8 patient. Oh, wait a second. You know what? I know what I did. That's a mess. Okay, I have to undo. Wait a second. Let me go back. They have a Don Robinson and a Bill Robinson. Okay, so I know what I did. I put in, I mistakenly, Bill Robinson. No, oh wait, yeah, because I changed his name. But where's the other Bill Robinson? Ah, there he is. Okay. Have to start him in that position. There we go. First base. So I totally screwed up. So this Bill Robinson is really a Don Robinson, and he's going to be out of the ball game. Don Robinson, his name is Don. That'll do it. So Don Robinson is out of there. Bill Robinson is in his place. Okay, so Bill Robinson is up. That's an 8 patient 32. A patient 32 is going to be a base hit single. Parker, it's going to be a soft blooper to left field, and runner is going to advance 1 base with 2 outs. He's going to advance 2 bases. So it's first and third now. Bill Robinson singles. First and third. And it's Lee Lacy. And it's a 7, tough 89. A tough 89 is going to be way out range, and it's going to be a grounded to short with 2 outs. That's going to be Taveras flips to Flynn, and that's the force. and the side is retired. So now it's Candelaria versus lefty batting pitcher Pete Falcone. Falcone is a 5 pitcher hitting card. And that's a 7 in play 45. And in play 45 is going to be out. Well, it's going to be out range 45. It's going to be a grounded third. Dale Berra up with it across the diamond. One away. We're rolling through this game, guys. Come on. We're rolling through this game. That's a tough 0-1. That's going to be a strikeout. So that was Frankie Tavares down on strikes. He looked mystified by that curveball. Did you see that curveball? I saw that curveball. But I know that Tavares didn't see that curveball because he swung right through it. Elliot Maddox with 2 outs here. And 7, that's in play. And it's going to be a 67. That's way out range. It's going to ground to second, Phil Garner. And he flips to Bill Robinson. For out number 3, we go to the top of the 4th. This game will be over in 10 minutes. I mean, I've never seen anything go this fast. Steve Nicosia, the batter against Pete Falcone, and that's defense. 79, that's way out range. That's going to be automatic out. And that's a hard hit grounded to Tavares. Oh, what a play, and throws him out. Tavares showing off his defensive skills right at the 6. And it's tough 67. And that's going to be grounded to second. Doug Flynn with a nice play and throws over to first. That's 2 down. That's 4-3 if you're scoring at home. And now it's Phil Garner. Phil Garner, former Oakland A from the great years. And that's a 7. That's going to be tough 99. And that's going to be popped up. Richie Hebner in foul ground makes the catch going towards the seats. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Johnny Candelaria, the southpaw. We're going to take a quick swig of whatever this is. Joe Youngblood. And the 7 in play 71. In play 71 is going to be way in the out range, and that's going to be lined and caught by second baseman Garner. So Youngblood lines out to Garner, and now it's Richie Hebner who's 0 for 1. And that's in play, I can't decide what that is, 88. That's going to be way out. That's going to be a grounder to second. Phil Garner throws out Hebner, 2-away. Now it's John Stearns who's 0 for 1. He lined out in his last at bat. That's defense 21. Defense 21 is going to be pretty much error second base. We're going to see what Garner is doing at second base, what he looks like in the E section. He's an E3 at second base. That was his primary position. I didn't know that. And that's going to be within the error range. So he's going to be error second base, 1 base error. So he basically boots it. And on at first is John Stearns. Now Stearns may steal as well. He's a 5. We roll a 7, so he does not go with 2 outs. It's Steve Henderson, the batter. And it's a 7-59. A 7 is in play. A 59 against the lefty is going to be a fly ball deep right field. Dave Parker on the run makes the catch. That retires the side. We go to top of the 5th. Pete Falcone versus John Candelaria. Candelaria is a 5, and that's a 10. In play 65. It's going to be out range. Grounded to second, Flynn, 4-3. 1 away. Omar Moreno. And that's patient 97. 97 is going to be a fly ball to right. Youngblood makes the catch, 2 down. Tim Foley. Pitch from Falcone, that's patient 66. And that's going to be a fly to center. Elliot Maddox is there. Puts it away. First time Elliot Maddox has played center field for the Mets. To be honest, I never even knew he played for the Mets until I started playing his replay. I know he was a Yankee for a while, and I think he was with Cleveland or I don't know who else. But he was with a bunch of teams. But I know when he was with the Yanks, 8, that's going to be tough. From the pitch from Candelaria to Alex Trevino is an 8, which is a tough pitch. And it's a 60, tough 60. Oh, right outside the hit range. His hit range in that area goes to 58. We roll the 60, and that's a fly ball to Dave Parker and right. Parker comes in and makes the catch, 1 away. Doug Flynn is 0 for 1, and that's an 8. Tough 73, and that's an out. Fly ball center field. And now it's the pitcher, Pete Falcone. Pete Falcone's a 5. A tough pitch 22, that's a strikeout. Falcone down on strikes. Go to top of the 6th. Falcone on the mound for the Mets, and Dave Parker. And that's a patient 38. Patient 38 is a base hit. So Parker on with a single, and he's a threat to steal. 4 or less, and he goes, and it doesn't work for Parker. He's going to stay at first. He's going to get his lead, and it's Bill Robinson. And it's Snake Eyes defense 31, so we're going to pull a error 1. First baseman is Stearns. Let's see what he looks like at first base. At first base, he's a 5 error. So that's actually a good number for a first baseman. And that's going to be an out. And we're going to see the out at first base. It's going to be a ground ball fielder's choice, so it's a 3-6. 3-6 fielder's choice. And Parker's forced out at second. And at first is going to be Bill Robinson. There's 1 out. Here's a pitch from Falcone to Lee Lacy. And that's Snake Eyes defense 31. So it's defense error shortstop. Taveras is a 3. 3 is 36. A 31 is going to be an error. So an error for the shortstop is a 1 base error. So Taveras boots it. Had it and then dropped it. First and second now. First and second, Lou Lacy's on at first. Bill Robinson is on at second. There's only 1 out, and Steve Nicosia against Pete Falcone here in the top of the 6th inning. The Pirates are up 2-0, so the Mets don't want them to add to that lead. So here's going to be there's action in the Mets bullpen. Let me look out there, and I see that it's Dwight Bernard is out there, and it looks like it's Jesse Orozco, lefty and righty, and that's tough 0-3. Tough 0-3 is going to be a strikeout, swing and a miss, high heat, gets Nicosia, nice pitch by Pete Falcone to get Nicosia. 2 outs now, and it's Dale Berra. We need another one of those. And that's a 9. A patient 57. Patient 57 is going to be a 5 ball right field. Short, shallow. Back goes Flynn. In comes Youngblood. And Youngblood calling makes the catch. That retires the side. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's going to be Frankie Taveras leading it off for the Mets here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Candelaria. And that's a 7 in play, 15 in play, 15. That's a base hit single. And Taveras is always a threat to steal. He's actually a 6, so 6 or less he goes. And he's a C, so he's going to against Nicosia. Nicosia is a 2, so a C2 is a fair base stealer. See what happens here. Fair base stealer. He's stolen base plus E2, potentially E2. I'm gonna roll right here. Jesus. And that's a 1. All right, so it has to be above his error rating. His error rating is Nicosia's error rating is a 4, so it has to be above a 4, and it isn't. So it's just a stolen base. Taveras steals second. And we're going to hit on Tavares' numbers and look at how many stolen bases he has this season quickly. We just hit on his name, and it's going to show us Tavares has 7 stolen bases on the season and 1 today. So Tavares is on at second. The batter now is Elliot Maddox. It's a 2-0 Pirate lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th and nobody out. Here's the pitch to Elliot Maddox. It's a 9. It's a tough 16. That's a strikeout. Candelaria. K's Maddox, and it's Joel Youngblood. And it's an 8. Tough 23. Tough 23 is going to be a strikeout. And Richie Hebner's up. And that's a 9. Tough 39. A tough 39 is going to be a strikeout. So I think, did Candelaria just strike out the side? That's another question to be resolved at the same bat time and the same bat channel. Pete Falcone. I'm going to state everything with a question from now on, right? All right, and now it's Pete Falcone here in the top of the 7th inning, and that's Phil Gardner being patient, 92, and that's going to be a patient 92 is going to be a fly ball left field. Steve Henderson to his left and makes the grab. And now it's Candelaria batting. He's a 5-9 patient, a 49. A patient 49 is going to be grounded to third. Hebner throws him out. And Omar Moreno, 9, patient 54, and that's going to be a base hit. Moreno singles, and Moreno always a threat to steal. He needs an 8 or less, and we rolled a 9, so he doesn't go. So now it's going to be with 2 outs. Tim Foley. Moreno takes his lead off first. Tim Foley with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and a 2-0 Pirates lead against the Mets at Shea. That's ballpark 52. That's going to be in play. In play 26, and in play 26 is going to be a base hit. Dave Parker. Nope, should be Foley. I don't know how we got that to happen. Oh, I see. I remember what happened. There you go. Okay, so it's patient 26, and it's a base hit, and it's going to be a line drive into center field, and Moreno's going to go to third. So first and third, 2 outs here, and it's Dave Parker, the Cobra, and he's facing Falcone, the lefty. We're going to let Falcone face the Cobra. And for Wheelhouse 92, wow. Falcone's gotten lucky this whole game. 92 is going to be a grounded to second. And that's Flynn. Flips to Tavares, and that's the force. Retires aside. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Candelaria. A pitching duel going here. It's 2-0 Pirates. Candelaria is pitching a 3-hitter. He's going to face Stearns, who's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Stearns. It's going to be a 9, which is tough. A tough 25, and that's a strikeout. So Stearns, curveball gets him. Out on strikes. Henderson, and that's a 7 in play 50. And in play 50, that's an outrange, and that's going to be popped up to the shortstop on the left side. And Foley waits, makes the catch. 2 down. 2-0 Pirates here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that's a 7 in play 70. In play 70. It's going to be a ground ball second base. 4-3. And that's all she wrote. Don Robinson now against Pete Falcone. And we're going to roll, see what goes on here. It's the top of the 8th inning. And it's going to be a patient 21. We're looking at a ball that's lined into the corner in left field. Henderson after it, and the ball is going to get thrown into second base. And Bill Robinson's in there with a double. Lee Lacy, runner on second. Pete Falcone. 8 patient 74. Patient 74 outrange. And that's going to be fly ball center field. Getting back to second is Robinson, Steve Nicosia. That's a 9. Patient 73. Patient 73. That's an out as well. And that's going to be fly ball again to center field. And that's 2 outs. And Dale Berra. And that's going to be it. We have a feeling that we need to replace. Dale Murray's going to come in. Dale Murray's going to come in for just this batter. We're having a feeling here that we need to do that. So Dale Murray's coming in to replace Falcone against Dale Berra. So it's the battle of the Dales. Dale versus Dale. A fight to the death. Here's the pitch from Dale Murray, who was 4-8 with a 4.82 ERA. And that's an 11. That's defense. Defense 36. It's going to be range third base. We look at Hebner at third. His range rating is going to be a D. We rolled, what, a 36 on a D, and that's going to be a base hit. Not what we wanted to see. Single, runner advances 1 base, but there's 2 outs. Is Robinson a 6? He is a 6, so he's going to score. Robinson scores with 2 outs. So Dale Berra's on at first. He's not a threat to steal, so it didn't work out for us. And it's Phil Garner. Here's a pitch to Garner. That's a wheelhouse 0-3, and that's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Henderson to the track, to the wall, looks up. It's out of here. 2-run home run. It's 5-0. The Pirates. So this is putting the game out of reach for the Mets here in the top of the 8th. The Pirates have scored 3 runs after 2 were out. Once Falcone got pulled, Torre really, I don't know if he made the right choice, but he pulled Falcone. We're going to have to talk to him after the game and find out exactly what he is thinking. And it's John Candelaria. And that's a 9. Ballpark 17. That's going to be in wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 1-23. We roll an 85. That's out. Grounded to short. 6-3. Taveras to Stearns. That retires the side. We're at the bottom of the 8th here, Che. Candyman is on the mound, and we're going to face Doug Flynn and then a pinch hitter for the Mets. And that's a 5. Patient 60. Patient 60 is an out range, and that's going to be a grounded to second, Phil Garner. And he flips to Robinson for the out. Righty, we need a righty. We're going to have Chapman is going to come in. He's going to bat Kelvin Chapman. Kelvin Chapman. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 10. In play 12. In play 12 is against a lefty. Is going to be a base hit for Chapman. So Chapman singles. Wow. In play 12 is a base hit, a single for Chapman. So Chapman is on at first with 1 out. It's 5-0 Pirates. Here in the 4th game of the 4-game series, the Pirates lead at 2-1. They're on their way to winning the series 3-1, and it's 5. Patient 0-4. Patient 0-4 is a base on balls. So there's action now in the Pirate bullpen, and it's going to be Murray. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for the relief pitcher. Dale Murray. And wait a second. No, that's not right. Let me double check what's going on here. First of all, I got to plug myself in because our laptop is, we're running out of battery. That's the first thing I got to take care of. Let me see what's going on here. Undo. All right, I'm sorry. Elliot Maddox. Usually he's a pinch hitter, so it's unusual to see him batting second. He's batting second, so it's Elliot Maddox. Frankie Taveras is on at first. Don't know why I don't have the right thing going on here, but anyway. That was a 504, so that should have been Taveras. 504, which was Patient 04. And Chapman, okay, Chapman got a hit. And then it was Chapman. No. Flynn. The pitcher, Chapman, took place of the pitcher. And then it was Taveras, which is 504. Patient 04 is a base on balls. And now it's Elliot Maddox with first and second. First and second, Elliot Maddox. Candelaria's on the mound. Here's the pitch. It's going to be defense 51. Defense 51. We're looking at a error pitcher. And Candelaria is an E5, which is the best you can be. So that's not going to be an error for sure. So we're going to pull a card and look at E pitcher. And it's going to be an out pitcher. It's going to be a ground ball, potential double play if he's an A or a B, and he's a B range. So it's going to be a 1-6-3 double play, and the Pirates are out of the inning. Ground ball, 1-6-3 double play. And one runner advances, but the other runner is out on the double play. So we go to the top of the ninth inning. It's a 5-0 ball game. Pirates. And it's not Dale Murray anymore. It's going to be a new pitcher for the Mets. New pitcher for the Mets is going to be Neil Allen. And we're looking for Allen. There he is. We choose him. All right. He's going to bat ninth. Neil Allen is going to bat ninth. There he is. Oh, there we go. Omar Moreno against Neil Allen is going to be an 8. Patient 75. Patient 75 against a righty is going to be a fly ball center field. One down. Tim Foley in play 72. In play 72 is fly ball center field again. And it's Dave Parker. And that's tough. 0-1. A tough 0-1 is a strikeout. So Parker down on strikes, and that retires the side. So we go to the ninth inning, the bottom of the ninth. This is the last licks for the Mets. This is the end of the ball game for today, folks. And it's going to be Johnny Candelaria trying to go the complete game. He had 8 complete games, so he completed pretty much 1 out of every 3. There's action in the Mets, in the Pirate bullpen. It's going to be Kent Tekulve's out there. And Grant Jackson, that's an A tough 35. A tough 35 is a strikeout. So Youngblood strikes out, 1 down. And Richie Hebner, that's an 8 tough Snake Eyes. A tough Snake Eyes is a strikeout. And next is John Stearns. And that's an 8 tough 80. A tough 80 is a fly ball center field. Ball game's over. Pirates win it. Pirates 5 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 7 left on base. Mets no runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 5 left on base. John Candelaria pitches a 4-hitter. He was, masterful. Totally perplexed the Mets and their bats. And that's all she wrote. So in this 4-game series at Shea, the Pirates win 3 out of 4. And the Mets continue, and with their, accumulating their losses, we're looking to probably, they lost, in actuality, they lost 99 games. So if I can get through the season losing fewer than 99 games or just fewer than 100, I think I've accomplished great things. So Candelaria with the victory. The loss is going to go to Pete Falcone. And that's all she wrote. We got the stats, and we're ready to say goodbye and good night. And I'll there'll be another game tomorrow, another series we're going to play tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be a strange day because I have to be out watching a ball game. My son's playing in the tournament, so there's a couple of games going on. And I don't know if he'll play in both because they're playing 4 games in 2 days. So sometimes they rest some players. You never know which ones. So lately they haven't been resting my son, but they may rest him just because they haven't been doing it. So, but tomorrow, after the 4-game series with Pittsburgh, game 43 is going to be a 3-game series with the Cardinals. That's exciting. You know why? Because one of my favorite players. I'm reading his book. His book right here. I'll show you his book. And his book is called. My dog bit into it. I'm Keith Hernandez. All right, and very cool guy. A New York guy who loves New York. He lives in Long Island, I believe, or upstate, something like that. And Keith Hernandez is on the Cardinals. I'm looking for the Cardinals here to my right. There they are. All right. Busch Stadium. We won't be playing at Busch Stadium. We're still in. Oh wait, we do actually. Okay, we go on the road. We go on the road for 9 games, and we're going to be at Busch Stadium. So we got to replace that. Going to be at Busch Stadium. It's going to be 1-63 for lefties, so lefties going to have an advantage. 1-49 for righties, so it's a pretty good wheelhouse park. We'll see what that means for us. And that's all she wrote for tonight, guys. So I'm going to put the Pirates away. Pirates are going to get put away. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Let's see. I'm going to put Three River Stadium. Make sure we don't have any pitcher batting cards in there. I always leave the pitcher batting cards in there. And then I can't figure out where my 5s or my 7s are or my 9s. And I got to go through every deck because I can never remember where I left them. All right, guys. So I'll take care. Thank you for checking us out.